everybody, this is the Vikstrand. Today we're going to talk about DVD covers and their sometimes hyperbole of, trying to sell you something. Basically, you have stuff like the greatest movie of all time, or an epic of epic proportions, or whatever bullshit they want to spin, or whatever, they want to shill. The thing is that most of the times they're lies. But this one is 100% accurate. 100% accurate, because it states in this movie that this is the greatest tire killer movie of all time. The best movie about a tire that kills people. I can do you one better. It is the best French Namibian movie about a killer tire ever. And if you think that sounds dumb, just wait until you see the rest of this movie, because oh boy, this movie is fucking insane. So let's talk today about a very bizarre movie. This is Rubber. Well, in short, you can say that Rubber is a story about a tire that gets sentient life or something to it. It starts moving on its own, and it also discovers that it has the ability to blow people's head up. And then it finds out that it is in love with a woman that it starts to stalk. I guess this tire is a he, but I don't know. Saying that makes me even feel dumber than watching this movie. But anyway, so that is basically the movie in a nutshell. The thing is that this movie also features a weird little side plot, or plot on top of this plot, where people sitting and watching this story unfolds with binoculars. And, they're talking about the plot, and they're basically, riff tracking this one without riff tracking it, essentially. And this features some of the worst acting I have ever seen in my entire life. This is some weird French art house bullshit, even though the movie is, in English. The thing is, Jesus Christ, it is hot today. The movie itself is really entertaining, because you have no idea what's going to happen the next time. There are some really comedic moments that are not supposed to be comedic. It features one of the single worst performance by an actor I have ever seen in my entire life. It is the section where the police has cornered the tire in a motel room, and they're using a dummy of the woman that he is stalking to try to get him out. Jesus Christ, it sounds so dumb when I say it, but it actually is true. And she is trying to lure the tire out. Either this woman had no business whatsoever being in front of the camera, or the director said, "We'll go with that take." I don't know which one is the worst, because listening to that thing, listening to that actual dialogue, I bursted out laughing. It was one of the funniest moments in a movie I have ever seen, period. No ifs, buts, or coconuts. Do I think that this movie is a good movie? It's debatable, but can I see this movie over and over again? Yes, I can. The thing is that you should really gather around a bunch of people and, get a little bit drunk and see this movie and create your own riff track, because this movie features some of the dumbest sequences I have ever seen, featuring some of the most outlandish sequences I have ever seen. And you will have a lot of fun with this one, especially since, most of this movie is actually, made without that much dialogue. So there's a lot of, moments for, creating great riffs about it. The thing is that this movie is one of the strangest and most surreal movies I've ever seen. And that covers a whole fucking lot of movies, you guys. Rubber is a unique movie, and because it never overstays its welcome due to the fact that this movie only clocks in at 82 minutes, you know that even though if you wouldn't like this movie, you would still think that it's still gonna be over fairly soon. But the movie also has actually some interesting aspects to it, and some, themes of storytelling and how stories are told. I think it had a lot of creativity to it. I would even go so far as saying that I would not have been against some, movie maker with, some, good reputation and have some budget and actually playing around with the themes of the fourth wall shattering bits of the movie, rather than, the story about the tire. I don't even know really what genre I should put this in. I have officially put this in as a thriller, but this could easily, be just a comedy if you would treat it as that. It's unintentional comedy, I think. And it is also a movie that raises a lot of questions about lots of things, I would say. You're thinking, what the fuck? How did they come up with this? How did they come up with this? But that is my actually first question that I want to ask. How the fuck did you come up with this? It must have been beers and weed and some fucking mushrooms. And then they said to each other, let's do a movie about a tire that kills people. And they said, yeah, okay, seems fair enough. This is an outlandish, wacky movie that is really entertaining and has a couple of sequences that will make you either belly laugh or scratch your heads or do both things at the same time. I'm really happy that I saw it. If you ever get the chance to see it, I would advise you to see it, but be advised that you have to see this movie with the right mindset. Seeing this movie with the wrong mindset, oh boy, you're not gonna like it. It is a tricky movie to properly critique because how incredibly surreal it is. But I will say that I can watch this movie over and over and over again and I never get tired of it because, well, it's a very unpredictable and it is very fast-paced movie, and it has some really, really hilarious bits to it. This movie gets 65 points. It is not as wacky and not so completely crazy that it sort of can really overcome how horrible the acting is and how woeful some of these sequences are in this movie, but I am still being able to overlook that part too, because the rest of the movie is so extremely hilarious. But there are problems with this movie that it cannot quite fix with its outlandishness. It probably could have used a couple of other rewrites and probably should have settled with being an all-out comedy or an all-out slasher, even though how surreal that is. But I think this movie could have used some more consistency, or it could have been a straight-up art house movie. Try to do a little bit at the same time. This prevents it from reaching even higher. And I do understand that people think that 65 is still too many points, but I actually stand by this, that I have rewatched this movie several times and I still think it is really, really entertaining and it's really hilarious. There are things and aspects to it that doesn't work flawlessly, but I think that I can forgive it for it because this movie is just a unique experience. So I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.